future? The Earth.
We must do something. If we don't,
Then our Mother Nature will have a future.
And so, we must act.
Before it's too late.
Agapan na natin bago pa lumala.
For hundreds of years, humankind has been on top of the food chain in the planet we call Earth. Due to their gift of intelligence, they walk the ground with their inventions, opinions, and politics like they own the land they walk on. A number of their advances have led to success for all, but they have also advanced Mother Nature's demise and destruction. As part of the human race yourself, what would be your contribution?
Jazel, I have something to tell you.
What is it?
I had a weird dream. It was like I have witnessed the future.
Oh, really? What was that about, Michael?
In the dream, I see our city being polluted with so much smoke and dusty fag. It was desolate, and many people have been wearing masks to avoid getting sick.
Really? Sounds like air pollution. We shouldn't let that happen.
I agree. If this is what the future holds, then we must act now to prevent this from happening. One of the main problems that affect our daily lives is air pollution. It has become prevalent due to the factories and industries growing in today's society.
As a caretaker of our environment, people like us can still make a difference by contributing many ways to avoid air pollution.
One great way is to not burn your garbage, especially plastics, metals, and rubbers. This destroys the ozone layer, increasing the chances of global warming. Such as in our house, this is for non-biodegradables. And the recyclables and biodegradable section is outside of our house.
Indeed, we should also practice proper waste disposal and avoid the usage of synthetic products as it is harmful to the environment.
Speaking of which, we should also promote eco-friendly products such as reusable bottles or reusable containers or even reusable utensils and straws. And now resort to renewable energy sources such as solar or geothermal. Now this would limit the pollution and would prevent the destruction of the ecosystem, leaving natural habitats untouched. Now this would make our life much more sustainable and would make biodiversity be preserved and conserved.
Hey, I have a question. Can you help me find a way in how to save the environment and its biodiversity?
Okay, but actually, yes. We can start helping the environment by simply learning how to do proper waste management.
What is proper waste management? I mean, it's all just trash. Why do we need to go all through that effort when we're just gonna throw it all out?
Well, Maxine, proper waste management is the handling of garbage as a viable resource, usually by reusing and recycling items that are left unused. It is a process by which all companies, households, factories should practice to help create a safe, clean, and greener environment. Improper waste disposal or dumpings could compromise our biodiversity by polluting our ecosystems, food and water resources, and even endanger the lives of all living things.
So, what do we do? Is this when we apply the 3 Rs? What does it stand for again? Oh, reduce, reuse, and recycle?
Yes, by reducing the amount of waste in products, reusing products that are still reusable, and recycling materials into new products. In disposing waste, we should also segregate them into different categories so that we can aid in the process of recycling.
Wow, so in just doing these simple methods, it will help the environment be free of pollution, contamination, and bring safety to everyone within our reach. Moreover, the environment, like you said, it will be greener and cleaner, meaning there are lesser hazards in the environment that can affect biodiversity. Wow, so by just doing these simple things, it can save the environment and the world we live in by just throwing our trash in the proper disposal.
Have you ever thought of changing your lifestyle into a sustainable one to help the environment? A sustainable lifestyle involves reducing the amount of Earth's resources that you use to help protect it. There are a number of ways you can practice sustainable living, but I'll talk more about that later. In a nutshell, to live a sustainable lifestyle, you should try to have as little impact on Earth as possible while also trying to replace the resources you use. We can start by saving energy, conserving water, recycling and reusing, growing your own products.
Reducing food waste, driving less, going paperless, using renewable energy, and using eco-friendly items.
Together, we can make a difference. Be part of the solution, not the pollution.
Hey Ice, I just had one of the strangest dreams last night.
Interesting. What was that dream about, dude?
Well, I was on this planet, but every plant was dead and every animal was gone. Even the mountains were cut in half. I don't know what caused it.
I think that's probably caused by species overexploitation.
Overexploitation? What is that?
Overexploitation is the harvesting of a renewable resource at an unsustainable rate and is one of the main problems biodiversity has been struggling with for a long time. This happens when we harvest species in the wild at rates much quicker than their population can recover. It has occurred several times in the past, and many species have become extinct because of it.
So it's a bit like the Philippine eagle. Because of hunting and deforestation, their population has dwindled over the years, and they are now considered endangered.
So, for you, what is the best way to prevent the overexploitation of biodiversity and how?
I think the best way is to create conservation parks. Like the one in Davao, there was a conservation park for Philippine eagles. They adopt Philippine eagles and they try to increase their population in an area without poachers and hunters, and then when the population finally increases and stabilizes, they bring them back to the wild.
In pursuing a world where we decelerate the trend of overexploitation,
we have to recognize just how much impact we have on our planet,
that we are all responsible,
and that we have to become the stewards of Mother Nature.
With the harnessing of electricity years ago, different forms of energy sources have then been used in order to try and be more conservative. But with that long road of finding the best energy source ahead of us, right now, what we can do to conserve energy and help in the flourishing of biodiversity is turn off the lights every time you leave a room.
Unplug your appliances when you're not using them.
Use of energy-efficient light bulbs, choosing light-emitting diode or LED or compact fluorescent light CFL.
Be conservative in your water usage.
Choose to air dry your clothes and dishes.
Not to stop with just doing something yourself. Influence others. Inform them about the importance of energy conservation in protecting the Earth's biodiversity.
Have you ever wondered about the long-term detrimental effect of plastic to the environment? Yes, plastic. In addition to them taking many years to decompose, plastic is actually one of the biggest, if not the biggest contributor to the environmental pollution around the globe. For the last years, plastic has contaminated the natural resources of our planet, from the seemingly reserved forest to the vast majority of the world's coastline. For the last 3 decades, plastic production has increased by 500%. This alarming rate of plastic production and utilization has caused great disturbance and has direct and deadly effects not just to the terrestrial wildlife but also to the marine biodiversity of the planet. Over 1 million marine animals are killed each year due to plastic debris. Currently, it is estimated that there are 100 million tons of plastic in the ocean around the world. Plastic will outlive us and will outlive our children, which is why there is an urgent need for us to reduce and minimize the consumption of plastic by following simple steps such as avoiding the use of single-use plastic and utilizing the eco-friendly counterparts, as well as utilizing the 3 R's of waste management.
Our actions will only determine whether we will make our world a better place, to turn it into a safe haven for all living things in nature's care. As early as now, we must promote the sustainability of our environment by making steps in changing our man-made abuses into nature-friendly campaigns. With this, biodiversity will surely persist and thrive for a very long time. So why does it matter?
Proper waste disposal and management matters in our goal in attaining a healthier, cleaner, and safer environment. In learning and observing the proper ways to dispose our waste, we are actively contributing to the welfare of our environment. In choosing to reduce, reuse, recycle, and segregate, we are making the most of the resources available to us and the sustainability of these resources. Learning and observing proper waste management is showing that we are part of the solution and not part of the pollution.
Our planet can only produce a finite number of resources, from food to water, and can only withstand a certain degree of greenhouse gas emissions to stay healthy. Using energy and creating waste at a rate leads to environmental issues. By making these little changes in our lifestyle, we can lessen our carbon footprint and make the world a better place.
Proceeding with the actions of conserving our energy usage in this world contributes to the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, sustenance of the resources we have, preservation of the habitats of different species, and lessening of air and water pollution that will affect all of life. We must do. It is not enough to just stop doing actions that may harm biodiversity. Continue on that by doing actions that will help biodiversity grow.
AGAP.
AGAP.
AGAP. AGAP.
AGAP.